So the thing is discussing that our next layer is the data link layer. So data link layer is above of the physical layer. So physical layer is the last layer, and above it there is present data link layer. So what is the purpose of the data link layer? It transforms the physical layer into reliable link. Means it increases, this data link layer increases the reliability of the physical layer. And what are the functions that present in this? What are the functions this data link layer does? First function it does is the framing. Now from network layer, now network layer is the upper layer of data link layer. Above in data link layer, the above layer of the data link layer is the network layer. So from network layer, the stream of bits received are converted into frames in the data link layer. The bits which are received from the network layer are converted into frames in the data link layer. Next, the physical addressing. Data link layer adds a header to the frame. So in frame, a header is added to define the sender or receiver of the frame. Now this header is act like an address. So data link layer mainly does, it adds a header to the frame to define the sender and receiver of the frame. So that with this header, sender or receiver will know the which of this frame is of which, sender or the receiver. So that's why it adds the header to the frame to define the sender or receiver of the frame. Means adding header, you should know that what is the sender and what is the receiver of that particular frame. And the sender or receiver physical address is added in the form of header. So the physical address, mainly the physical address of the sender or receiver is added as the header. How? Because how we can know the frame? Because there are many frames will be for communication, many frames will be communicated. So how we can observe or how we can know that it is of which sender and from which it is receiving? So how we can know? We can know because the physical address, sender's physical address and receiver physical address is added as a header to the frame, so that we can know that this frame is of this sender and is going to this receiver. So this is done in the data link layer. Next is the flow control. The rate at which data should be sent. Flow control means the rate at which data should be sent. Now it focuses on the fact that you are sending a data receiver. So sender is sending some data to the receiver. Now, sender sending such a speed, the data cannot receive by the receiver. Sender sends the data in such a speed that the receiver cannot receive that data. And this may also happen that the sender is sending the data in such a speed that receiver is all the times the receiver has to sit idle. Then what is the purpose of this communication? Because then the data will be lost. The data that is sending from the sender or receiver, the data will be lost. Either it will reach, but amount of time, the total amount of time is high, or the data is reached in the receiver in such a speed that the receiver cannot handle that data. Then what is the purpose of the communication? Flow control basically, data link layer flow control basically looks over that matter. Basically looks over the matter. It makes the optimum data rate. It is the optimum data rate that should be maintained by the between the sender and the receiver. So optimum data rate should be mentioned. Either will the communication of no. So the communication should be data link layer flow control does this. Data link layer flow control basically do this. It basically, what it basically does, basically control means it with the optimum data rate between the sender or receiver. The optimum data rate should be present so that the communication is effective. This is followed by the data link layer. Data link layer looks over through flow control, looks over that matter. The rate of data at which data should be sent. Clear? What is the flow control? Because this is the vital part of a data link layer. Now I am discussing about the wayside layer model and what are the functions. These functions will be briefly described. One by one, these functions will be briefly described. But you should, till now, you should know that what is the purpose of the flow control. Because this is a chapter, flow control is about a chapter. I will discuss about that. But basically, what is flow control? Flow control is basically the optimum data rate. The data link layer flow control does that. The optimum data rate should be maintained between sender and the receiver. Okay. Clear?
Yes, sir.
The flow.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So this is about the flow control. The another part is the error control. Another functions is the error control. Error control means data link layer error control. The data that is damaged during sending, or the data that is lost during the sending, or the data that is changed. Such problem may happen during the communication. This problem occurs. The data that we want to send may be damaged. The data that we are sending is lost during the communication, or the data that which we are sending, it has changed. Such problems happen. Then how it can be solved? Then it can be solved using error control techniques. And this error control techniques can be done by the data link layer. There are some error control techniques. There are error control techniques is checksum, cyclic redundancy check, CRC mechanism, or we can say it is the CRC mechanism or cyclic redundancy checksum. These are some mechanism used for it. I will discuss later on. Or this is a mathematical process. I will explain that this mathematical process. When I will explain it, then I will explain the mathematics of this checksum, CRC, cyclic redundancy check, each of the mechanism. Through this mechanism used for error control, and this error control is through error control, we can handle these problems such as data damage, data lost, data may be changed. So data link layer error control does this. Error control, data link layer error control handle such type of problems using error control mechanism. And the sum of mechanisms are checksum, CRC, etc. And the last function is the access control. Now, what is access control? It defines which device control access on which link. Means which link is to be used. This link can be used by this link can be used by this device. This access control is done by the what? This access control is done by the data link layer. Means it is used for the security point of view. Each and every device cannot access a particular link. A particular link is only dedicated for this device. This particular link is dedicated for this device. So for this link, this device can use, but other devices cannot use that. Access control mechanism use this. Means the security point of view. through this security point of view, the access control in the data link layer is done. So these are the five functions. Mainly these 5 functions is done by the data link layer. And now if you commonly observe it, it is basically increasing the reliability of the physical layer. It is basically, you see that reliability of the physical layer, increasing the reliability of the physical layer, because first framing, in framing, what is doing? We are doing, the bits which are coming, we converted into the receiving stream of bits are converted into the frame. So we are converting what in framing we have done? In framing, we have doing that the bit which is received from the upper layer, and upper layer of network, the data link layer is what? Upper layer of network, data link layer is the network layer. So the data bits that is received from the network layer are converted into frames, and this process is known as framing. Then physical address, what we are doing in the physical address, we are adding a header to the frame, and what this frame will contain in this header, it will contain the physical address of sender and the receiver for identification, that which sender is sending this frame to which receiver. So the receiver and the sender physical address will be added as a header to the frame. And flow control, what we are doing, the flow control, we are doing the optimum data rate that should be maintained between sender and the receiver, because if this is not maintained, then the communication is not effective, or we can say there is no basis of the communication. Or last one is the error control. Through error control mechanism, if any problems happen like data loss, data may be changed or data damaged, then through error control mechanism, we solve this problem. And last one is about the security reasons, that is the access control, that which type of device will use which link, means dedicated link. This link is dedicated for this device. So it is used for the security point of view. Now, if you observe all of the functions, you see that it is basically increasing the reliability of the physical layer. So that's why data link layer basically transform the physical layer into the reliable link. So this is all about the case of the and functions of the data link layer. Clear? So this is the layer of data link layer. Now, the upper layer of data link layer is what? The upper layer of the data link layer is network layer. So the third layer from bottom is the network layer. Now, what is the purpose of the network layer? Network layer is responsible for source to destination delivery of packet. It is basically responsible for source to destination delivery of packet. And what are the functions of the network layer? The functions of the network layer is the logical addressing. Now in data link layer, you can see what you see, that physical addressing. In network layer, we see the logical addressing. What is the logical addressing? If the data has to be sent to the outside of our network system, means in a network system, a system is connected in a network system, and we have to send the data from this system to a system that is present on the other network. So how we can do this? So for this reason, logical address and IP address is required. Then this work can be done by the, this work is done by the network layer. So network layer, what network layers does? It adds the extra header to the packet coming from transport layer. Now the Upper layer of network layer is what? Transport layer. So the transport layer, whichever the packets, the incoming packets, it is coming from the transport layer. The extra header is attached. It adds the extra header to the packet that is coming from the transport layer. And what this header content? If you observe in case of physical addressing, what the header contains? The sender and receiver physical address. And what in this case, what the header will contain? This header will contain the sender and receiver logical address. The header will contain the sender and receiver logical address. So what purpose of this logical addressing? That if any data, if we have to send a data from a device, from a system that is present in a network and to the system which is present on the other network, then the logical addressing and IP addressing is required. And this is done by the network layer. In physical addressing, what you see that in case of physical addressing, in the frame, a extra header is added, and this header contains a physical address of sender and receiver. But in this case, in network layer, it is also that it is coming from the transport layer, from its upper layer. And then we have shown that the stream of bits that is coming from the network layer, because the upper layer of the data link layer is the network layer, and the network layer upper layer is the layer. So from transport layer, the packets which are the extra header is added, and this extra header contains the information of the physical and logical, sorry, not physical, logical address of the sender receiver. This is called logical addressing. Next function is the routing. The next function is routing. What is routing? Routing is the, hello. Now, what is the routing? Routing is basically, if you see, routing is basically the routes, or we can say choose the route between sender and the destination. Sender and the destination is done by the routing mechanism. Means logical or network layer. The network layer, what the network layer will do? It will choose the route between sender and the destination. So which route it can communicate is done by the routing mechanism. There are some different routing mechanism. When we will discuss the network layer in the details, we will that time explain it. That the different algorithms, some of the different algorithms are used for the routing purpose. Static vector routing algorithm, there are distance vector routing, static vector routing. Some of algorithms are also present. So in details, when we will discuss the network layer, in that time I will discuss these algorithms. Okay, but now you should know that routing is basically, this is used for choosing the route between the sender and the destination. So this layer done this purpose, that choose the route between the source and destination, and is done by the routing mechanism. And we have different type of routing algorithms present. Clear? So network layer does mainly main functions. Network layer are mainly do this two functions: logical addressing and routing. Okay. And the fourth one from bottom, and the upper layer of the network layer, that is the transport layer. The upper layer of the network layer is the transport layer. Now in the network layer, you see that it is responsible for source to destination delivery of packet. That is means the packet should be sent from source to destination, and the delivery of it is responsible by the network layer. But in case of transport layer is responsible for process to process delivery. That is the packet delivery between source and destination, and transport layer is responsible for process to process delivery. Now, what is the process? Process is the application running in the system. So it is the process to process delivery.
डेटा में जो अगर सेंडर को रिसीवर के पास भेजता है तो वो पॉइंट टू पॉइंट या नोड टू नोड करता है।
हाँ हाँ बोलो, हम
और
समझ
सर
नहीं पाए।
में डायरेक्ट से रिसीवर होता है, फिर उसमें होता है।
उनका वॉइस पूरा ब्रेक हो रहा है, मतलब हम समझ नहीं पाए। थोड़ा नेटवर्क इसमें
क्लियर अगर सेंडर को भेजना है तो
So basically what? Basically the network layer is responsible for this mainly two functions: logical addressing and routing. Okay. And the upper layer of the network layer is what? The upper layer of the network layer is the transport layer. The upper layer of the network layer is the transport layer, and it is responsible for process to process delivery. Now process, what is the process? Process is the application running in the system. So process is basically the application that is running in the system.
सर ट्रांसपोर्ट में प्रोसेस
हाँ, तो इसमें तुम जो बोल रहे हो, जो डेटा लिंक लेयर में सेंडर टू रिसीवर, नोड टू नोड होता है, इसमें कम्युनिकेशन जो है फिजिकल लेयर जो है, फिजिकल लेयर में क्या है कि वो फ्रॉम इंडिविजुअल बिट नोड टू नोड कम्युनिकेशन होता है। और डेटा लिंक लेयर जो है, डेटा लिंक लेयर इज रिस्पॉन्सिबल फॉर इंक्रीजिंग द रिलायबिलिटी ऑफ द फिजिकल लेयर। और हम लोगों का जो नेटवर्क लेयर है, नेटवर्क लेयर में क्या है कि नेटवर्क लेयर इज रिस्पॉन्सिबल फॉर सोर्स टू डेस्टिनेशन डिलीवरी ऑफ पैकेट। पैकेट को डिलीवर करने के लिए, अगर पैकेट को डिलीवरी करना है सोर्स टू डेस्टिनेशन, देन हम लोग नेटवर्क लेयर की यूजेस के थ्रू, और ये उसका रिस्पॉन्सिबल है। और हम लोग का ट्रांसपोर्ट लेयर जो है, ट्रांसपोर्ट लेयर हम लोग का प्रोसेस टू प्रोसेस डिलीवरी मींस, प्रोसेस टू प्रोसेस डिलीवरी मींस एप्लीकेशन, एप्लीकेशन टू एप्लीकेशन, एप्लीकेशन टू एप्लीकेशन हम लोग का ये रिस्पॉन्सिबल है करना। ठीक है। डेटा लिंक लेयर में क्या है? डेटा लिंक लेयर बेसिकली फिजिकल लेयर जो है उसका रिलायबिलिटी जो है उसको इंक्रीज करते हैं। और इसमें क्या है कि फिजिकल लेयर जो है वो एक रिलायबल लिंक यूज करे, उसका मतलब रिलायबिलिटी इंक्रीज करने के लिए डेटा लिंक लेयर का यूसेज करना होता है। और नेटवर्क लेयर जो है, नेटवर्क लेयर सोर्स टू डेस्टिनेशन, सोर्स टू डेस्टिनेशन जो है उसमें पैकेट जो है, पैकेट को जाना है सोर्स टू डेस्टिनेशन, तो ये वो काम करते हैं। तो तुम बोल सकते हो, अब इससे तुम कम्युनिकेट करने चाहो तो क्या होगा, लॉजिकल एड्रेसिंग जो पार्ट है इसमें हम हेडर को ऐड कर रहे हैं, ये जो है वो कहाँ से हो रहा है, तो पैकेट स्विचिंग जो है, मतलब नेटवर्क लेयर में क्या होगा, पैकेट स्विचिंग का वर्क होगा, पैकेट स्विचिंग जो था उसका वर्किंग होगा नेटवर्क लेयर में। तो ये क्या है, सोर्स ऑफ डेस्टिनेशन, सोर्स टू डेस्टिनेशन डिलीवरी ऑफ पैकेट के लिए इसका रिस्पॉन्सिबल है। और जो ट्रांसपोर्ट लेयर है, ट्रांसपोर्ट लेयर बेसिकली एप्लीकेशन टू एप्लीकेशन, एप्लीकेशन टू एप्लीकेशन कम्युनिकेशन जो है इसके लिए वो रिस्पॉन्सिबल है। ठीक है,
ओके सर।
अब इसको समझने में एकदम इजी ट्रिक है, तुम हर जो लेयर है हर लेयर का फंक्शंस देखो, फिजिकल लेयर का जितना फंक्शंस तुम देखे, देखो सब फंक्शंस ट्रांसमिटिंग ऑफ डेटा को लेके है। देखो सब फंक्शंस, जितना फंक्शंस प्रेजेंट है सब फंक्शन बेसिकली क्या कर रहा है, सब फंक्शंस बेसिकली ट्रांसमिटिंग द डेटा, बेसिकली ट्रांसमिटिंग द डेटा। देखो सब फंक्शन ट्रांसमिशन के रिलेटेड है। और डेटा लिंक लेयर में देखो, डेटा लिंक लेयर में फिजिकल लेयर का रिलायबिलिटी इंक्रीज करने का सब फंक्शन ऐसे ही है, जैसे फ्रेमिंग, इधर फ्रेमिंग जो है उसमें क्या है, फ्रेमिंग में हम लोग स्ट्रीम ऑफ बिट्स को कन्वर्ट करते हैं फ्रेम में, मतलब कि रिलायबिलिटी बढ़ाने के लिए। अब इसमें नेक्स्ट फिजिकल एड्रेसिंग में, उसमें भी क्या है कि फिजिकल और तुम्हारा फ्रेम के फिजिकल एड्रेस और ऑफ सेंडर और रिसीवर हम लोग जुड़ते हैं, तो इसमें क्या है, रिलायबिलिटी इंक्रीज कर रहा है। फ्लो कंट्रोल, फ्लो कंट्रोल मींस हम लोग का जो डेटा, जो अभी डेटा सेंड करना है, सेंडर और रिसीवर का दोनों का स्पीड सेम होना चाहिए। तो ये क्या है, ये भी तो रिलायबिलिटी का ये चीज है। और एरर, एरर होगा तो क्या होगा, एरर होगा तो एरर को हैंडल करेगा डेटा लिंक लेयर, हैंडल करेगा। तो ये पर्पस भी क्या है, देखो ये भी रिलायबिलिटी की है। और एक्सेस कंट्रोल सिक्योरिटी पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू से कि कौन डिवाइस कौन सा लिंक को एक्सेस करेगा, ये भी क्या है, देखो रिलायबिलिटी बढ़ाने के लिए, मतलब सिक्योर, मेन चीज है सिक्योर, जितना रिलायबिलिटी ऑफ कम्युनिकेशन करके जाए। तो देखो जितना फंक्शन है सब फंक्शंस को अगर हम लोग उसको अच्छे से ऑब्जर्व करें तो देखो सभी क्या है, रिलेटेड टू द रिलायबिलिटी। और नेटवर्क लेयर में क्या है, नेटवर्क लेयर में देखो वो जितना भी फंक्शंस है, जितने भी फंक्शंस तुम देखो, सोर्स टू डेस्टिनेशन डिलीवरी ऑफ पैकेट के लिए लॉजिकल एड्रेसिंग, लॉजिकल एड्रेसिंग हम लोग क्यों कर रहे हैं कि पैकेट को एक सिस्टम से दूसरे सिस्टम जो दूसरे नेटवर्क में है उसमें रीच करने के लिए। तो इसमें क्या है, इसमें देखो वही तो है कि सोर्स टू डेस्टिनेशन डिलीवरी ऑफ पैकेट। राउटिंग, राउटिंग हम लोग क्यों करते हैं, राउटिंग सोर्स टू डेस्टिनेशन डिलीवरी ऑफ पैकेट इसके लिए करते हैं। तो देखो सब जितना लेयर्स है उसका फंक्शंस तुम अच्छे से देखोगे, उसका फंक्शंस तुम अच्छे से ऑब्जर्व करोगे, तो वो फंक्शंस क्या है, उस लेयर क्या काम करते हैं उसके ऊपर रिलेटेड है, उससे तुमको पता चल जाएगा कि वो लेयर क्या काम करते हैं।
सर
क्लियर? हाँ बोलो।
और सर जो नेटवर्क लेयर में आप ये एड्रेस लिखे हैं, लॉजिकल एड्रेस एंड आईपी
नेटवर्क
एड्रेस,
में
सर वहाँ पे लॉजिकल एड्रेसिंग में लिखे हैं वी रिकॉर्ड लॉजिकल एड्रेस, सर सेकेंड
हाँ
लॉजिकल एड्रेस। तो नेटवर्क लेयर में सर आईपी और डेटा लिंक में मैक एड्रेस, ये दोनों में यूज होता है मैक एड्रेस और
हाँ,
आईपी
डेटा
एड्रेस।
लिंक फिजिकल एड्रेस, फिजिकल एड्रेस, हाँ उसमें उसमें नेटवर्क लेयर उसमें फिजिकल एड्रेस, फिजिकल एड्रेस हम लोग उसको ही बोलते हैं मैक एड्रेस को। क्लियर है शीतल?
यस सर।
हाँ। तो और किसी का कोई क्वेश्चंस? और तुम लोगों का किसी का क्वेश्चंस है?
नो सर।
Okay. So this is the 3 layers, and upper layer of the network layer is the transport layer. Upper layer of network layer is the transport layer. And the transport layer is responsible for process to process delivery. Transport layer is responsible for process to process delivery, or we can say process to process communication. Now is in here, you can see we use service point addressing. We use the service point addressing. This is the process address, and like that in the service point addressing, we had add a header from the service point addressing, and this is called the port address. Now all in the physical address, logical address, and here in the service point addressing, we know the port address, means from which port number at which the particular application is running. We can know from this. So it adds the header or the port address in the packet receiving from the upper layer. So from upper layer, whatever the packets will came here, it adds the port address. In service point addressing, it add the port address in the packet. First, in data link layer, we have seen in the frame, physical address of sender and receiver is added. In network layer, the logical address of the sender or receiver is added into the packet. And in transport layer, the port address is added in as the header in the packet, which is received from the upper layer. So transport layer do this. And segmentation, another function is segmentation and reassembly. It is already known to you, which we have seen in the packet switching, that first the packets are divided. Packets are divided into the parts, and after that a sequence number is given to the packet. So the packets will use the different routes, and after getting the different routes, it will be go to the receiver side, and in receiver side, there may happen that the sequence order of the packet can change. In the receiving side, there is the reassembly logic present. Through this reassembly logic, will again maintain the sequence. That is the segmentation and reassembly. In this, the message is divided into the transmittable segment. Segmentation, the mainly segmentation is done on the sending side. Like in the packet switching, you see that the message that is divided into packets, and each packet we given a sequence number. That's like the segmentation. Segmentation is done on the sending side, and reassembly in the receiver side. In the receiver side, it will reassemble. In the receiving side, it will be reassembled. So if the message length is big, that is, if the message length is big, then it is divided into small parts and send it to the receiver side. Now the receiver side will reassemble that small parts to get the original one. So what the main thing is the packet switching. The example is basically the packet switching. In packet switching, what we have done, the message is big and we have divided into parts. And this part, small parts, this is the packets, and the packet takes any of the route to reach the destination. Now there may happen that in receiver side, one packet that in the sequence order can be jumbled. The sequence order can be jumbled because any of the packet can take long time, or any of the packet can take small time. So the order will be changed when it will be received in the receiving side. So the purpose of the receiver, there is a control logic present, reassemble this logic. So through reassembling it, the packets will again be ordered into the sequence order. So we will do this reassemble. Okay, so this is the purpose. Segmentation and reassembly is done on the transport layer. And connection control. Now, what type of connection should be used for communication? Connectionless or connection oriented? What type of connection? You know, connectionless means there can be no connection is established between sender and a receiver before sending the data. Before sending the data, there may be no connection is established between them. Or connection oriented is, so if sender wants to send the data, then he or she have to not to make a communication first communication established and the after